So now that we've installed Metalogic's Information Manager, we can now start to use it to work with our documents. So one of the features of Information Manager is the ability to classify documents with metadata. Now, metadata are these fields here, like percentage complete, meta country, meta department, and status, that describe the document in more detail. And they're extremely useful for searching for documents, classifying documents, and building views within SharePoint. So with Information Manager, I can choose to classify a document or classify all the documents in a document library at once. So let's firstly look at classifying a document. So if I select this document confidential 1 and move to Information Manager and choose to classify, I can then start setting and changing the metadata for this particular document. So straight away, I'll draw your attention to this button here, the self map button. If I click on that, it's going to show all the values mapping from their original fields. So title will stay as original title, status as the status it currently was. There are some things I can do to change these also. So if I click on this button here, edit, that will take it out of self-map mode into edit mode. So I could specify my own title here. So I could put new title. I also have this option here, which is to open the map dialog box. So I can map this field to a different field. So for example here, I can say that, well, actually, I want the title to be the same as the document name. So if I select there and click on OK, now the value that is the document name will be copied to the title. You also have this option here to append a new value to the current value. So you can append an additional value to the current value for that field. So if I go to here, edit all, I can start making changes. So I could change status from published to maybe expired. I could change the department to IT, and the meta country I could change to, for example, let's change that to France. There we go. So now when I click on next, I have the option to add these changes as a new version to the item, or if I uncheck that, it will just update the current versions. Now if I click finish, that will update that document with the metadata changes I've made. So if I click on back to library, we'll see that confidential 1 now has a meta country of France, a department of IT, and a status of expired. So that was classifying a single document. You also have the option in Information Manager to classify all. So if I select classify all, I can now change the metadata for all the documents in that library at once. So for example, I could change the status of all of the documents to perhaps final. So now when I click on next, again, I have the option to choose to create a new version or update the existing version. Now all the documents in that library will have been changed to a status of final. So I click back to library. See, the status now of all the documents has changed to final. So that's how to classify individual documents and bulk classify documents using Metalogic's Information Manager.